Hi everybody, welcome to Arma 3, but welcome to Arma 3 DayZ on Chernarus, on Chernarus Redux. And this is my first attempt at creating a DayZ themed mission for Arma 3 using the amazing Eden editor. So in this video I'm going to kind of show you, well, give you a bit of an introduction to the scenario for people who are familiar with Arma 3. And then I'm going to do a little bit more of an in-depth introduction to the scenario for people who are probably coming from DayZ, who maybe haven't played Arma 3 before, are thinking about playing Arma 3 before, and are thinking, what is this Arma 3 DayZ business? Okay, so to start off with, for people who are familiar with Arma 3 DayZ, you'll be familiar with this kind of single-player campaign. So we have Chernarus here, obviously, and the what's happened is we've had the zombie apocalypse, and Chernarus has got various hostile factions in it, whether that be zombies, independent hostiles, hostiles driving around in trucks, hostile Op4 or Russian forces. Knocking around, so you're gonna have to deal with those as you're kind of driving around. Now your team, you and 3 others, are a scout group, and you've got these tasks that you've got to do. So if we go to tasks here, they're fairly simple ones. So clear and search the hangars at Balota Airfield. So that's just basically go to Balota, go to the task point, and you'll done that one. Clear Green Mountain, so there's some hostile forces at Green Mountain. There's a sniper on top of the radio tower, and then there's some special forces down below, so you need to kill all those to clean that one. What else have we got? Destroy the Aaa Vehicle at Chernarus. So if you go up to Chernarus, there's actually on the hill northeast of the airfield, there is a Russian anti-aircraft unit, anti-aircraft like armoured vehicle, so you need to destroy that, and there's some soldiers there as well. If you go to Northwest Airfield, there's a couple of supply helicopters there. Now be very careful when you go and do this one, because there is also a combat helicopter, an attack chopper, that will take off and start patrolling when you get close, so watch out for that. What else have we got? There is also, you've got to go down to Skilinsky Island down here, and there's another couple of helicopters that you need to destroy, supply helicopters. But to get there, what you need to do is, if you go to this point here, there is a boat and there is a resupply point, so you can then take the boat over to here, and then maybe take some demolition charges to blow them up. And then when you've done the stuff, or you're bored, head to this point here, mission extraction point, and you'll have completed the mission. Or you can just kind of explore Chernarus and have a look around and deal with various zombies and stuff like that. So just crack on. And what you've actually got at your disposal are there's you, and you've got 3 other AI teammates. You've got a medic, a rifleman, anti-tank who's got a launcher, and there's a marksman, and then you've got your armoured vehicle, which has got inside it loads of ammunition. You've got the Titan multi-purpose launcher compact, which will fire anti-tank and anti-personnel rounds, and you've got the bigger Titan MPRL, which will fire the anti-aircraft rockets as well. And you've got a few of those in the back of the Jeep. Now, here we go. So now let's get on to the DayZ part of it. So this is DayZ RAVAGE. So what that means is there are zombies. There are lots and lots of zombies, so you're going to have to watch out for them. You're going to have to protect your teammates, because although they're pretty good, these guys, sometimes they're not very good at dealing with zombies up close. Also, as you can see, if you look in your inventory, you've got health, nutrition and hydration values. So you do have to eat and drink. In fact, if you look in your backpack, you should find there's a can opener in there, and then we've got some tactical bacon, some soda cans. There's a canteen of clean water, some baked beans, some water purification tablets. But you will have to find stuff by looting as you go around the map. Now, if you're coming from DayZ, the way you loot is a little bit differently. You go up to things like trash piles or cupboards in people's houses and just press spacebar, and that will then perform the search, and then something might appear. As I understand it, Ravage in Arma 3, it's not a true central loot economy. It's basically just a random chance as you search stuff. Now, when you do go and do some of these objectives, like the ones with the helicopters and the anti-aircraft thing up here, if you do destroy, kill all the people there, and then you will then be able to go and search the helicopters, and they will have stuff in them if you do that before you destroy them. So that's another way of getting loot. And just like in ordinary DayZ, at different places there's different levels of loot. So if you're in a military place, you find military stuff, and if you're in civilian places, you'll find civilian stuff. Now, if you're thinking, wow, this sounds really cool, and maybe you're coming from DayZ, yeah, by all means I would say get Arma 3, get it on sale, get it from somewhere like cdkeys.com. Get the version hopefully with everything in it, including like contact and everything like that, and then I'll put a link in the description of the video so that you can subscribe to this scenario, and it tells you which mods you need to subscribe for it as well. There's not many. So what do you do? How do you play this? Because you'll notice, wait a minute, we've got a really cool vehicle here, and we've got these AI teammates we have. So let's start off with the basics. All right, let's start off with the inventory. So in Arma 3, you press I, and that will then bring up your inventory. And what you do is you can click on your uniform, your vest, and your bag, and that will have different things in them. So you can see kind of like that. And then I've also got a rifle, and I've got a sidearm. And basically, to swap between my rifle and my sidearm, it's 1 and 2. Brings out my pistol, 1 swaps back to my rifle. If I had a launcher on my shoulder, that would be 3. And then with these guns, I've got a red dot on the top, and then I've got my sight underneath. With Arma 3, you can go into third person, but often you have to change the key binding. So if you go into the settings, and just look up a video how to do it, and then you the way I do it is I change the key binding to pressing L twice, and that swaps between the two. Now, as you can see, we've got my fellas with me. Now my fellas will follow me around, and they will fire at enemies when they see them, unless I tell them to do otherwise, and they're generally very, very helpful. Now, the AI is set quite high on these in terms of accuracy, so they're very good at hitting people. Now, if I want them to move around the map, they're on F2, F3, and F4 on the keyboard. So if I press F2, F3, and F4, I've now selected all them all. Then if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see there's my menu. Now, if I move my mouse wheel up and down, I can tell them to do stuff. So I can say, actually, and then I click down on the mouse wheel, move over there, and they'll all leg it over there. Now, although they're a little bit clever, they can be a little bit dumb when it comes to stealth. They're not very good at being stealthy. So one of the ways that you'll want to use your AI teammates is when you come up to a vehicle and you want to get in, just go around to the driver's side and press spacebar, and you'll get in. And then you can say to your teammates with F2, F3, and F4, you can say, get in.
Walker, 200 meters, front. Roger.
So they'll all get in eventually. They do like getting into fights. If they get into fights, they tend to carry on shooting.
Ready.
Like that guy there's seen somebody. Now, one of them has got on the machine gun, which is great. Come on, get in. There we go. Go on, get. Now, the good thing is when they're in, you, with V, can get out. And you can leave them in the truck. And they'll be fairly safe because they've got a big machine gun that they'll use to protect. And then you can go off and kind of, do your stealthy crawling around. Do your looting kind of in peace, enjoying the landscape. And then when you're ready, you can go back.
Walker, 75 meters. Front.
And you can get in. Let's just move back a little bit so we're not being bothered by zombies. And what you can do as well is when you're in the truck, if you move your scroll wheel, you can change your seat. So you can get the gunner's seat if you like. And then we can press the aim with the left mouse button. And then we've got a beautiful aiming thing like that. So let's press M. So let's have a look at some of these objectives that you can do. Now, just like in DayZ, you can just wander around these various towns, and you'll find Chernarus Redux is a little bit different from DayZ standalone. But when you want to do a task, you can just go up here and you can say, assign me that task. And you can say, locate the task. And it will show you where the task is. Now, that's in yellow. So now we can just, head towards that. Now, when you're in... Let's just get out of the vehicle a second. You have, as standard, quite a lot of equipment in DayZ Arma I've set you up with. So if we press K twice, that brings up our compass. Oh, and M is the map, so we can we can find our way around. And as you can see, our next kind of objective is on the map over there. So that's it really. That is SSG, Scale Speeder Gaming, Arma 3, DayZ, Ravage. Remember to eat, remember to drink, remember to go looking for loot, look after your teammates, see if you can keep them all alive, see if you can complete the objectives before you then head up here to the extraction point to see, I think it's Captain Price, I've named him, to get out. Now, thinking at it as well, there may well be another mission over here that I haven't put down. I don't know. Oh, another thing as well is when you want to refuel the truck, you just go to a petrol station or a gas station, stay near it, and it will automatically refuel. Yeah, watch out again for zombies that will be spawning in all around you, enemies that will spawn in around you. In fact, what I would tend to recommend actually is if you go to the Steam Workshop for Arma 3 and subscribe to the simple single player cheat menu. Alright? There is nothing wrong, I think, when you're playing Arma 3 in a campaign or in a single player mode for turning on invincibility, because what will happen in Arma 3 is that you'll be invincible to be getting shot, but you won't be invincible, I don't think anyway, to zombies, because they damage you in a different way. And you can also turn off things like endurance, so you can run for longer. But there we go. That is DayZ, well, Arma 3 DayZ with my first scenario, which is amazing. It only took me about 3 days to learn how to do it. And in fact, I tell you what, if you're still here now and you're still watching, but you're thinking about, someone got into my seat, I'm going to show you. They haven't they? Somebody's got into the driver's seat. Okay, it's time to get out. Get out. Right, yeah. I'm driving. I'll show you a little Easter egg, because you've stayed to the end of the video, so you deserve to see it. Now, when you first start the mission, a couple of friendly helicopters come over the top to kind of look after you just while you get started, and sometimes they'll attack zombies. Those helicopters actually land back here. I'll show you. This is where they take off from as well. Looks like that one's crashed. And look, you could even get into one of these helicopters. Ooh, this one doesn't look like it's in a good way, does it? This one definitely blew up. Right, so there we go. Please give the scenario a go. Please think about how hopefully this is bringing I don't know, I like to think it's a way of kind of bringing DayZ and Arma 3 together, you know, and giving DayZ players that more military simulation style of DayZ. Undoubtedly, DayZ is a fantastic survival simulator at its heart, and it does that incredibly well, and you feel very immersed in your environment and the world of Chernarus and Livonia. You know, you feel like you're there. Where Arma 3 is a very good military simulator, so it's really good at, you know, you're getting into gunfights and using tanks and armoured weapons and 1,000 different loadouts and all this sort of stuff. But they're both fun in different ways, and I think as mainly a DayZ player, it's really cool to jump into Arma 3 and kind of have this slightly different take on it, because, you know, with you know, Arma 4 probably round the corner in the next year or two, and I guess probably, if not DayZ 2, we're going to see a different version of DayZ. Maybe Bohemia Interactive will be looking to bring these two styles of games closer together. So there we go, my introduction to my first Arma 3 DayZ themed scenario. Hope you have a go, hope you enjoy it. If you finish it, let me know, because I haven't yet, and well, I'll see you all again soon.